The Starmobile Play Click, probably the cheapest smartphone in the market today, is shaking up the industry. The device almost went instantly out of stock from the day of its release. Today we're taking a look at this thing. I'm actually curious what you can get out of a 1,299 smartphone. Let us all figure that out. Design-wise, there's nothing really exciting here, which is really expected for such cheap smartphone. However, I'd still like to commend Starmobile for the build and aesthetics of the Play Click. Sure, it is all made with plastic and cheap construction, but the device doesn't feel 1,299 cheap. The mixture of the just right thickness and unique design makes it comparable to the devices on the 3,000 to 5,000 range. The 4.7-inch profile also made it very compact and packable. The extra thickness even made it more ergonomic than the same sized iPhone 5S. It can easily fit to any hands, small or large, perfectly. The Play Click has a weight to it for its size, but still relatively unnoticeable. The device comes in 3 colors: black, gold, and gray, which is our current review unit. On the negative note, the back panel is really prone to scratches, so you might want to be careful onto wherever you place this thing. We have the said 4.7-inch TN display on front, which has a FWVGA 480 by 854 resolution that only has 208 pixels per inch. Definitely not the most exciting panel of all, but still pretty admirable for the price. Colors are a bit on the yellowish side. Sharpness is crap, and the saturation and contrast is really uninspiring. Viewing angles is also horrible, which is really one of the weaknesses of the TN panels. At the top we have the headphone jack and the micro USB port, which is for me, is not the best location for ports. I believe they are best situated at the bottom, which is, in the case of this device, only has the built-in microphone. Popping out the back panel reveals the 2 SIM card slots and the micro SD card slot, which is capable of up to 32GB to expand this scanty 4GB of internal storage. Now this is where things get really disappointing. For what I believe, since the device have a very compromised processor, the Play Click is then targeted to those connected people who don't bother dipping in the multimedia experience. The Play Click is only capped with 4G connectivity, no 4G LTE. Now I know it may be too much to ask, but considering how slow 3G connection gets, it is hard for me not to complain. Under the hood, we have a 1.2GHz quad-core processor with 512MB of RAM and a Mali 400MP2 GPU. The processor was able to handle nothing but the basic of games. Switching between applications was also a huge struggle. Even social media softwares have slow app starts. There are also some occasional hiccups when browsing the interface. I wish Cherry Mobile planted Android Marshmallow rather than the Lollipop, since it offers better performance and battery management, which is perfect for this well-compromised device. Plus, Marshmallow just looks a bit better with tons of added features and quirks. We got a 5MP primary shooter and a 2MP front-facing one on this thing. Of course, the primary camera can take lackluster photos, which is fine since this device isn't really focused on shooting. It doesn't even have autofocus. Color reproduction looks dead, with dull saturation and contrast. Dynamic range is surprisingly okay, but not something to brag about. The front-facing sensor also entails the same sentiment. Depending on your tolerance, it can sure take viewable selfies. On the brighter note, it sure is passable for video calls on either Skype or any other platform. And keeping this thing all juiced up is a 1650mAh battery, which have a pretty satisfying longevity during my tests. So, is the Starmobile Click an interesting device? Well, definitely not. This budget smartphone is clearly not for those who are needy. Not for people who are wanting a device that is flashy or muscly. For crying out loud, it's a 1,299 smartphone. If you're in the market for a straightforward device and thinking of getting a dumb phone instead that costs more or less than 1,000 pesos, then I think you're better off with the Play Click. The extra few $100 will be definitely worth it. This has been Lakey's full review of the Starmobile Play Click. For a more detailed look about this device, make sure to check out the full written review link below. You may also hit the thumbs up button and share this video if you liked it. And also subscribe if you still haven't. Thank you for watching.